Hi, this is Monica Duarte. I am a brand identity alchemist and spiritual coach, and I'm here to assist you in transforming your life and brand from the inside out. In today's video, I'm going to go over one of my clients, my past clients' Oracle brand book. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to apologize because I'm kind of late in posting this video. I was going to post it earlier in the week, but because of the holidays and also I had some health stuff happening, I had to kind of take care of that first. But to move forward, so what I'm going to do today, this video is going to be kind of different from my past videos where I'm actually going to take you on the journey of going through one of my the Oracle brand books that I've created for one of my clients. So basically what an Oracle brand book is, it's basically for those individuals who are interested in learning how to work with archetypes to create a solid brand for your business. And what I do is we go through this whole archetypal process, the strategy process, and then at the end, I create this beautiful brand book, which I call the Oracle brand book because it literally works like an oracle. It's the book that you use when you need guidance on how to stay on brand as you move forward in all marketing platforms. And it's also what you use whether you're a designer yourself or you hire somebody to design something for you, or you're like a web designer or just like a graphic designer. You would give them this book to make sure that they are always stay on brand. So it literally is like an oracle because you go to this book when you're looking for guidance, when you're creating content, when you're creating marketing materials, you look for guidance, you use this book for guidance to make sure that you stay on brand and also for inspiration. So before we get started, I just wanted to say that this work is actually copyrighted. This work belongs to me. So you're definitely welcome to be inspired by it and obviously use this for educational purposes, but you're not able to basically copy anything about this book or this work. And you wouldn't want to anyways, because the work that I do is so specialized that this brand is specifically, uniquely fits only this particular client. It wouldn't make sense for you to apply it to yours or to even use any aspects of this brand for your business, because again, working with archetypes is a very personal process. And what I do is I help to work with my clients to help them understand what archetypes they have and then kind of see how those archetypes have played out in their lives. And then we use that to create a brand. So this brand that I created for this client is very specialized, very unique to her. And it would be very easy to see if somebody else copied it because like it's specifically for her. It's based on her story, on her life story. And then also wouldn't make any sense because you can feel when somebody's being honest, when somebody's like using somebody else's work. Because again, this work is so specialized that it's very soul oriented. And so if somebody uses it, it doesn't feel the same. And it also doesn't look good. Nobody really wants to buy from anybody that, is stealing other people's work or borrowing people's work without their permission. So just wanted to say that. I kind of rambled on. But I wanted to say that because this is really important because this is a lot of work that we put into this. And again, I'm sharing this with you for educational purposes. And so you could see what an Oracle brand book looks like and how working with archetypes looks like as a result from working with me. So basically, this client, Danielle Holman wedding, she's a photographer. And she came to me because she was looking to understand how to brand herself. Like she had an idea of what she was looking for, but she wasn't she was having a hard time putting it together. And she really liked the type of work that I do because again, we work with archetypes, so it's very soul oriented. And her goal was to have a brand that was very authentic and very in alignment with who she was or who she is. And not something like super cookie cutter, but something that felt authentic and it felt like it was a representation of her and her work. So basically, this is the cover of of her Oracle brand book, and I kind of used her fonts here, and kind of some of the images just to kind of get a feel for that, for what her brand is about. This is the table of contents. Basically, the archetypal process. I created an archetypal process or a branding process. Otherwise, it would be very hard to do this kind of work if there wasn't a solid process. So there's 3 steps to this process. There's the aspect of, or the process or the step of the brand soul, the brand uniqueness, and then brand manifestation. The brand soul is all about when we look at your archetypes and we understand how they're playing in your life and how they've been playing out in your life. And we take the unique parts of it to then infuse it into the brand uniqueness. This is when we look at more of your brand positioning. We look more at what makes you different from the competition, and we bring that out in your brand. And then the last part is the brand manifestation. So after we've done the soul part, the uniqueness part, then we can manifest your brand into the world. And that's when we go into more of the visual aspects of the brand, which is like the mood board, brand colors, brand fonts, textures, images, brand application. So basically, that's just a brief description. And by the way, I'm not going to go over this brand book in super detail because it honestly took me about an hour to 2 hours to explain this to my client, to Danielle, when I did that with her. So that would be a very long video. So I'm just going to go briefly through some of these pages, but I will post the link below because I do have this Oracle brand book available on my website. So if you wanted to take some time and read it through everything, you're more than welcome to do that. So the first aspect is, again, the brand soul. So this is when we looked at her archetypes, and the archetypes that she has are the lover and the creator. And these are just some of her strengths, or some of the aspects of that archetype and how it's expressing it uniquely in her. The next part is the brand magic and spells. Again, the brand magic is basically the strengths that you have when you work with a specific archetype. And then the spells is basically the weaknesses that you can fall into. And it's good to know what your weaknesses are so that you can actually build them to create them even stronger. Or you can be very mindful of what you can tend to fall into so that you can catch yourself. And the strengths obviously is good because that's what you're going to want to use to make yourself stand out from everybody else. The next aspect that we did is the brand metaphor. And so one of the things that I do when I go through this process with my clients, there's a lot of inner work that we do. But there's also, like with me, because I've been working in the creative field for over 10 years. And also I've been working in the spiritual kind of industry for over 7 years. I mix those really well. So what I do is I work with the archetypes, and then I'm able to translate the archetypes into more of like a strategic branding aspects or side. I know how to click them together. So basically what we did in this step is that after we did some exercises to help Danielle understand her archetypes more and to help her understand how they've been playing out in her life, I used that information to create a brand metaphor for her brand, or what I like to call the hero's journey. So we looked at her journey as an individual person, and then we infused that into her brand. So just to briefly go over this, so the hero's journey is a whole different topic I'll make a video about later on. But it's basically we all go through like a journey in our lives, and it's called the hero's journey because we start off, with a call, and then we go through the process of what that call is, and then we become a hero in whatever aspect in our lives we're looking to focus on. So basically, the call for Danielle, again, this is based on her story, and also working with archetypes. So she was born as a warrior into a loving family with a goddess energy. Those are her guides. So she had this very goddess type energy support. And she felt this strong sense of exploring love from a genuine level. So this is literally what Danielle experienced when she was a kid in her life and growing up. So her journey was an initiation into love by a near-death experience and the death of a loved one. This taught her that genuine love must come from inside first. So this literally did happen. She had these experiences, this near-death experience, and she experienced the death of a loved one, and this is what that experience taught her. Again, working with archetypes, and I helped her to connect the dots so that she could see how everything kind of fell into place. The transformation, or the North Star, where she's going now, where she's at in her life, transforming the warrior into a goddess. I learned to soften my warrior and allow myself to love and to take care of myself. This also helped me channel self-doubt and inspire me to create beauty in my life and the life of others. I also learned how important love has been part of my life. So this is what this lesson or what this hero's journey has taught her. And then we took that and we infused it in her brand. So now this is the gift that she has now to give back because of her journey with her archetypes. She has now to give back to others, helping others feel empowered by helping them see love in themselves and see beauty from the inside out, helping them manifest this newfound love and beauty in their lives through photography, transforming warrior empowerment to goddess empowerment, which is the lighter energy of the warrior. So instead of being like, the warrior, like the standard warrior where it's always like, fighting, she learned to bring this more softer side, which is the lover, into her life. And now she's infusing that in her brand. So the next aspect or part of the process that we went through was discovering her core inner compass. So these basically are her core values based on her archetypes. What values do these archetypes have that she can take to infuse them in her brand and in her life too? So family, soulmate is one of them. So family was very important to her, which is very lover type. Love, creative, that's very creator. Interactive, which is kind of falls into the creator, and authentic, which is also creative, because the creator is all about being authentic. So this next phase is the brand uniqueness section, and it starts off with the brand aspects. So basically, after we did the whole soul part, where we looked at the archetypes and how they've been influencing her life and how to work with them to start infusing them into her brand. What I did is I actually looked at that, and I also did research on her competitors to see how that could make her, what could make her stand out, what could make her different. So basically, the brand aspects is taking all of the information that I gathered from her, and also the information that I gathered from her competitors, people that she admired, and I basically helped to precision her brand. So this is what this is about. This is about how to understand how to position yourself. Now that you've taken all that inner work, now it's time to position yourself in the world through your brand. So this is what her positioning is. Initiation to love from within. So this is what her brand is going to be about. Initiation to love from within. Transforming powerful new initiation of wedding day from stressed out, overwhelmed, unloved to magical, love, passionate, creative, and empowered. So one of the things about Danielle is that, again, she's a wedding photographer. So this is what she's focusing on with her clients now, is she is helping them to transform this wedding experience, this photography, creative experience, from stressed out, overwhelmed, feeling possibly unloved, to magical, love, passionate, creative, and empowered. And basically, she creates beautiful photographs that capture the bride, groom, and family's truest expression of love. A memorable experience of self-empowerment through the bride discovering her inner goddess and loving herself from the inside out. So these are, again, some of the aspects of her positioning. For the photographs that she produces are not just photographs, but a creative art that makes her wedding, the bride's wedding, a magical and memorable experience. The focus is also on helping the bride and groom feel at ease and appreciated. And she's helping her clients feel like a goddess and empowered through her process when they work together. And the other thing that she is doing is replacing negative self-talk with positive, loving talk to empower her inner goddess and help her feel beautiful from the inside out. Again, we're talking about the bride here, how Danielle is going to help transform this brand through infusing her brand in all aspects of her business. Again, you want to remember that branding is not just about the image part. It's literally about an experience that you're creating with your clients. So you can't just like have a brand and then just create marketing materials and put that out there. You have to walk your talk, basically. So if you're going to tell your audience, this is what I do, you need to make sure that that's what you're actually offering. So if Danielle is going to offer initiation to love from within. Her experience that she needs to create for her clients has to be that. And so we have to look at ways that she can do that, again, through working with these archetypes. So the next part is that we looked at the products and services. So the aspects of the products and services, basically the positioning for her products and services. So now that we looked at her brand, like literally the essence and energy of her brand, now we're starting to look at her actual products and services that she offers and making sure that we infuse those with those archetypes, with the lover and creator energies. So these are just some of the points that we created together, as far as how she can infuse these archetypes into her actual services and products. So these are photographs that are unique expression of her love, wedding, and family. Again, we're talking about the bride here because her brand is mostly focused on the bride, since most of her clients are women, and their wedding is kind of focused more on them in that sense. Yeah. Again, so helping her feel loved and supported. Photographs that help her see her inner beauty, an authentic process, love notes, expressions of love notes, a special ritual that feels like an initiation to helping her feel beautiful, passionate energy that inspires her. So these are like things that she is doing, or that we kind of brainstorm that she can do to infuse those archetypes into her actual services and her products. I'm not going to go through all of that, but you can read it if you like to in the link that I'm going to post below. Then after that, we came up with a brand motto. The brand motto is basically like what you're about. Like, what is your promise? Like, what is the promise you're going to give to people, to your clients? And it's what you use to make sure you stay on focus. In the advertising world, it's literally also your tagline. So it's something that you always say in all your marketing platforms so that people easily remember you. So her motto was capturing beauty from the inside out. Again, because she is capturing, that's the creative, that's the photography, and beauty from the inside out, that is the lover. So again, there's more information here about that if you want to read that. I'm going to go to the next one now. And then the next part that we looked at, and just to know that this was a very intensive process. It actually took about 2 to 3 weeks to do. So it's a very intensive process, and this is literally the result of that. So I'm not showing you everything that went into that, just the final results. So the archetypal customer avatar is basically when we start to do more of the research part and trying to understand her clients more, like understand the psychology of her clients, and who they are and what they're looking for. So these are some of the main avatar points of what her ideal client is feeling, thinking, experiencing. And it's really important to understand that, because you want to understand what your client's issues are, like what their problem is, what they're thinking, and then you can use that to help solve their problem or whatever issue they're having. So it's very important to know your audience. Again, branding is not just about creating beautiful marketing materials. It's literally about understanding your audience, and you need to do research in order to do that. So these are some of the points that we looked at, which I'm not going to go into right now, but just wanted to point that out. And then the next, I basically did like a summary of what we talked about, the whole process. We came up with, even with her title, creative wedding photographer, professional bio and a short bio. And then after that, we created a word vault. So the word vault is it's basically a vault that has words that are inspired by both of your archetypes. So in this case, it's the lover and the creator archetypes. So these are words that she came up with actually, and we put them in here. And the reason for that is because you want to infuse your copy and everything you do, even if you're making videos or whatever, you want to infuse your verbiage, your copy with specific words that are connected to these archetypes so that it triggers something in people that hear them. Because again, you're going to be focusing on individuals, like with a specific client. she's focusing on individuals that have either a strong creator or a strong lover. So you need to be able to speak their language. And with Danielle, she needs to be able to speak their language. So you have to understand what words easily fall into those archetypes so that you can infuse those words into your copy, into your verbiage, so that when those people have those strong archetypes, they can easily resonate with you. And this is the brand summary. Basically, it's a very short, condensed, super condensed version of everything we just went through. This is a really good thing to have if you're looking for like a cheat sheet, just to get like a quick, reminder. Like if you're creating something and you're like, oh wait, what is my brand about, or what is my metaphor about? Like you just go here and you look at that. So it just makes it easy for her. The next section is the brand manifestation, and this is again the visual aspects of her brand. So what we did, and I move my face over here. What we did is we created a mood board. So what Danielle did is basically she took images that had a very strong creator and a very strong lover that resonated with her creator and her lover, and she provided images. And what I did is I kind of looked at the patterns that these images had. Like, for example, some of the photographs had a lot of light blue in them. Then I put those together. I looked for the patterns and I basically put them together for her. And here, it briefly goes over what the mood board is. I'll read a very short part of it, not too much. The overall feel and look for my brand is inspired by the energy of soft light, elegant creativity, and a clean look. Using nature is a vital part of my brand and represents the creator archetype. The use of the ocean is also a vital inspiration for my brand and invokes the lover archetype. The use of rose pink, green blue, gold, and deep gray balance the lover and the creator archetype for my brand. My brand is also inspired by rose pinks and green purples that are found in succulent plants. These are found near the ocean and high deserts and create a pop of creative color. The use of lots of whites create a clean, calming feel, while the deep gray creates a professional accent. So again, because I am a designer, and I've been in the creative field for 10 years, I look at these kind of aspects when I'm working with my clients. I look at the images that they give me, and then I look to see what makes sense strategically for them, and also with the mindset of their archetypes. And so this is where that kind of ideas came from. So the next section here, or not section, the next page is the brand colors. So basically these are the colors that came from this brand book. I mean the mood board, sorry about that. The mood board, these are the colors that were created from that. So the rose pink and the ocean turquoise are her main colors. These are accent colors, and then these are kind of background colors. So, and one thing too, as a creative person, that at least for me, when I do this kind of work, color is very important. So you want to make sure that you use the right colors and that you understand how the colors work together. So these colors were picked specifically for her, and they were very strategically chosen. I didn't like just go on here and just pick whatever color from here. Like I looked at colors that work together, but then I looked at what shade or tone of those colors made sense to work together as a whole. So for example, like one of the things that I did was like I played with these colors. So like these colors look good. Okay, so are these colors, how are they going to look with these colors? And how are these colors going to look with this color? These are the kind of things, as a designer that we think about. So it's not just about picking colors. You have to make sure that you're looking at all the aspects of how colors are used. So just wanted to point that out. So the next page that we're looking at is the brand fonts. These brand fonts were chosen based on her mood board again, and Danielle's mood board, but they were also chosen based on the archetypes. So with this Leora brand font, it says, is the main font of my brand. It is handwritten font that creates an organic, romantic, creative, and inspiring feel. This font should only be used for the logo, headline copy, and inspirational quotes. Again, as a designer, these are things that I have to look at and I have to communicate with my clients. These are how, your fonts are going to work best, and that's why that's here. And it's also here for anybody, you know, who decides to work with Danielle, and so they know how to use the actual fonts. And then these other fonts here have a more clean feel, but they also have this very kind of lover type feel, just like a romantic type feel. So that's why we chose those. And these ones can be used for headlines, for copy. These ones, again, this one is mainly for the main, it's the main font, but these are the ones that are supporting this font right here. And then the next page here is the brand textures and images. So again, another thing you want to consider when you're branding is the feel of your promotions, even the feel of your space. Like if you have like an office, like what is the feel you want to create? You also want to think about that as far as like your design. So the brand textures is basically showing her these are the textures that will work well with your brand based on your archetypes. These textures have a very creative yet soft, lover type feel. So these will go really well. These pictures are examples of what photos she should be using because they have the creator and lover feel to them, and they're very clean. And that's something that I look for too, to make sure that they're actually usable. So these are, again, examples for her on like what kind of photos to look for when she's looking to market herself, and what kind of textures to look for that same purpose as well. And you can actually use these as well to create kind of like an atmosphere in your office or in your space, so that it helps you connect with those archetypes even more. The next page is the brand images don'ts. The reason I kept this is because I've seen so many people who business owners who have brands or have a website or whatever, and they're using images that don't even make sense for their brand or their business. So I have these to make it very clear, like what images will not work for your brand. So don't even go there, because that's not going to work. So that's the main purpose of that, is like, don't ever use any of these photos because they're off brand. Stick to the ones that we talked about before. And then the brand application are just examples of how she can apply her brand in the real world. So this was a Instagram type application. And then here I'm showing her how to, how that looks on her phone and on an iPad, so that she can kind of get a feel for that. And the brand style, basically the brand style is something that I kind of added on because I thought it would be fun. So it's basically like with archetypes, you can apply them to literally everything, because archetypes express themselves everywhere, including your fashion, your appearance. So the purpose of that is like, if you start to dress more like your archetypes, you can actually connect with them even more. And then also people will resonate with them even more, because you're literally wearing your archetypes, like physically wearing them. So if you wear clothing that has more of this creator and lover for her, then people will like naturally resonate. The right people will naturally resonate with her, because she's literally wearing that energy wherever she goes. And this is also good to take in mind when you're creating like videos or a photo shoot. She does photography. When you're doing a photo shoot, you want to make sure that what you're wearing is actually on brand, because that brand, again, is not just the marketing stuff. It's all the whole aspect. It's the whole being of your business, of the identity of your business. So that includes even what you wear. So that's the main reason why I shared that. And again, there's details on that, is why I chose these specific type of garments. And I personally love fashion, so that was a fun way for me to infuse that in there. So this part is actually not in that Oracle brand book for Danielle yet, because I haven't had a chance to add it on there. So basically what I did, or what we did after I created her Oracle brand book, and I wanted to show you this so you can see how the Oracle brand book was applied on her website in real life. So I wanted to show you her website, because we actually worked quite a bit on her website to help her rebrand her website. So this is her website after we did all that work. And what we did is we applied the colors, the fonts right here, and if you go down here, her tagline is right here, And then again, she's using words from the word vault that we talked about. They're infused in her copy. And again, her colors are right there. You know, her fonts are right there. And also, if you look at her tabs, they're also, her brand is on there as well. Love Notes, that was literally from the brand book. So if you, the other thing that we did is that we actually went through all her photographs and we made sure that they were on brand with her creator and lover archetype. So all of these photos have that lover and creator archetype energy infused in them, as you can see. So it makes it really easy for people to understand what she's offering, who she's working with, who she's marketing, who her audience is, the About Us. So the About Us, I wanted to share this because she also infused some of her, some of the copy we talked about in this section as well. And then here are her values. And the reason for sharing the values is because the values are such an important aspect of your business and your brand, and it's really powerful to it's very powerful to actually share that with people so that they can see what you're about. And the right people, the people that have that lover and creator, are going to resonate with this, with these values. So, yeah. So I'm not going to go into every little aspect on here, but you can literally see how this was infused in her website, like her brand, her soul brand, and the Oracle brand book was used to infuse it to her website. And I know that since last time that I spoke with her, she actually told me that after we did this this work together, and that she rebranded her website, she started getting booked for her most expensive package, which is awesome. And then she would also get people that would visit her website, and they just felt like they had to work with her, and they didn't understand why. But we both understand why, because those people have a strong lover or creator archetype. And the one thing about what Danielle's brand that's very important is that what makes her stand out from all the other photographers is that she provides a beautiful work of art for brides. So her photographs are literally like a work of art. And she also provides more of a creative experience for them. So this process of her photography process is not just about her taking photos. It's literally like a more creative process. And it's also unique to each client. And this was really important for her. This was like something that she mentioned to me that was very important to her. So we infused that into her brand. And so now everything about her brand is about that. And the people that she attracts are in alignment with that. They want something more creative. They're looking to have more of a work of art type feel for the wedding photos. It's not just like a whatever photo, like whatever wedding photo. It's literally like a work of art. And they're looking to just feel more like goddesses, to be honest. That's literally what it is. They're looking to feel more like goddesses through this experience because they already are dealing with a lot of stress from planning a wedding, getting everything together. You know, brides have a lot of stress from planning their weddings, and this experience with working with Danielle is very different because she helps them feel like a goddess, and it helps them feel like they have a break from the chaos, and then you can just relax and be taken care of and pampered and create something beautiful and unique in the end. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Again, I will post her actual Oracle brand book, the link for that below, so you can take a look at that if you want. I'll also post her website, so you can look at her website. And if you're interested in any wedding photo shoots, she can do that because she travels too. Well, probably not right now, but she does do that. So if you like what you heard today, please make sure to like this video and subscribe, because I will continue to share more inspiring content like this in regards to branding and working with archetypes. And also, if you're into spiritual stuff or transformative tools, I do share a lot of content about that, which is quite different. And And also, if you're looking to, if you have a business or starting a business or thinking about starting a business and you want to work with archetypes to build your brand and create a solid foundation, I am also going to post a link below where you can take an archetype guides test. And this test will help you understand what one of your top archetypes is and how to work with it to apply it not just to your life, but also to your brand. So you'll get a beautiful report after you take the test that will show you how to do that. And that's literally the most empowering step you can take right now to help you create a more authentic brand and a soul brand and something that feels more authentic to you, and that we're in a sense where it helps you to manifest yourself in the world in a more natural, genuine, authentic way. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. And then also next week, I am going to be posting, sharing with you a new series of working with archetypes, but from a more transformative perspective. It's going to be an ASMR type style type video. So I'm going to be working with the different archetypes and creating ASMR style videos with that to help you connect with all the archetypes so that you can learn more about them in that way, and then you can understand how they operate in you. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.